Okay, now we're gonna show you how to map the TTG. We already have configured we've already configured one TTG. The model number is the TT919 generation 7. The serial number is this one, and on our setup it is configured to these particular parameters. The ONU port is on this particular issue. When we come now to see what about the equipment, the name is this, the name we've given to our client's account. The VLANs we are using to push our internet service is VLAN 300. And the ONU mode, the mode we are using this ONU is as a router. Apparently the TTG7, you can use it both as a router or as a bridge. We can invoke the bridging function, or we can use the routing function. So here we are using the routing, and the one interface, the one with the fiber optic cable, is VLAN 300. We are giving it a TR069 management IP via VLAN 101. And the IP that we've given to this particular router is 250. We give this IP dynamically. This is now the TR069. We are using the one interface mode, the PPOE mode. There are many modes we can use, but we are using PPOE to deliver our internet services. The username is EB2751 and the PPOE password is PL2751. On this particular router model, when you click the PPOE, you are able to set the username and the password. This is the TR069 information about this particular router. You can see it's hardware version 1, the provisioning code. The software version is version 5.1 and the model name is TT9G7. So when you are dealing with these routers, what is most important is the model name and the firmware version, because each firmware version, a different firmware version makes it different when you are provisioning using SmartOLT. Let's check here the interfaces. You see it is connected to internet, connected. The status says connected, and the username is EB2751. The DNS service is what it picks from our routers, and when you notice is that this is EB2751 and PL2751. This particular account number, the username, is what we input here as part of the PPOE credentials. Let's come back to the LAN ports, to the wireless settings. You see our client SSID is plugins message, and this interface is up. The standard is BGN. We always use auto here. You see now what it means is that we are able to set and configure and provision this particular model of the router using the TR069, and this is where we configure it. You scroll down all the way to configure. When you come here to configure, this is where you configure. You can put a different name here, the model here, and you can also see the password. So this is what we provision when you're doing provisioning of TTG Generation 7. Other interesting issues is if you want to know how many equipments are connected, you come to host. You'll realize here that it is populating the data. It will give us how many equipments the client has connected on the router itself. If at all there's any, let's wait. There are two ways. Okay, while you're waiting for this, there is other ways of knowing what is connected to the router by the client. One, when you come to hosts, it will tell you the host name, MAC address of the client connected behind that router. When you come to LAN ports, it will also do the same. I can see we have a timeout here. I think we have an issue, but this is not an issue about this router. This is just an issue about our network and where I'm connected. That is wireless one LAN app. I wanted to show you this one, but we are getting a timeout. Okay, while you are waiting for that, let me show you the graphs. Okay, here it is. So you can see our client has connected via 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It's both here, and the equipment is Samsung SJ. This is very important because sometimes the clients overload the network, so we're able to know how many devices are connected. We have a graph here that shows the consumption of the client. This graph is also equally very important. It shows the consumption. The other part is when you click live. When you click live here, it shows you the active bandwidth.